Hey, I finally got my hands on a Headrush, and I took it home tonight so I could check it out. I'm going to put it up against my Friedman ASC 12 and see how it stacks up. Let's go. Before we get started, I want to thank Marty from Motor City Guitar for allowing me to keep the Headrush overnight so that I can do this shootout. Thank you very much. And by the way, if you haven't shopped at Motor City Guitar here in Michigan, you really should. It's a fantastic store and they carry 10 of everything. They have the best prices, they have a really good staff, and great service. So if you get a chance to come by there, definitely do yourself a favor and stop by and say hi to the guys and pick something up. Trust me, it's worth checking out. Okay, so I've been hearing all this great stuff about the Headrush. Every single day on the forums and in the groups on Facebook, I see guys talking about how great it is, and I also see guys recommending it to each other. And I also see a lot of guys saying, hey, I just got my Helix or my Kemper. I'm looking for a good speaker to hook it up to. What would you recommend? And about 60% of the time, I see guys saying, get a Headrush. They're amazing. And I see pictures of them everywhere. So I've been really wanting to do this shootout for a while to see how it stacks up against my Friedmans. Because I know for a fact that my Friedmans are sick, and I have no complaints about them, and they're freaking fantastic. So I know that there's a price difference. I know that it's $299 and the Friedmans are over $800. I get that. But I hear so many good things about the Headrush that I want to do a shootout and see how good it really is. So without further blabbering from me, let's get started with the audio clips. Okay, so real quick, let me explain how I mic'd it. I used this guy right here, and then I put these blankets around the whole recording area so that it would isolate it. So the whole area where the mic and the cab were completely encased in really heavy blankets. That way you didn't have any room noise or interference from the walls or anything like that. And then I took a quick picture of how the mic was set up for each cabinet so that you could see that. All right, so I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to go ahead and play the clips so that you can hear the difference between the Headrush and the Friedman ASC 12. I even threw in a clip with a clean tone so that you can hear the difference between the two products with that as a reference as well. So let's get started. After I play these short clips, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what I experienced. Okay, now as you heard, there's some really big differences there. Now, before I give my thoughts, what I suggest that you do is pause the video and then post your thoughts right now so that I can read them. And that way, when you post your thoughts, I'm not having any influence over you at all. I want to hear what your raw first impressions are with everything before I tell you what I think. And then after you post your thoughts, go ahead and push play on the video again, and then you can hear what I have to say. Okay, so the biggest things that I noticed between the two products are these. Number one, on the clean tones, it really sounded like the Headrush had a cold. It sounded like this. It had kind of a nasally sound to it, and it sounded very narrow. It's kind of like this, and then the Friedman sounded like this. See the difference? Like here's the Headrush right here, and then here's the Friedman right here. It just sounded more open, and you can really hear all the nice character that I dialed in on that clean tone. It sparkled, it was nice and warm, and it was bright all at the same time, and it didn't have this kind of nasally, narrow sound to it. So I don't know if you heard that, but that's exactly what I heard, and hopefully this demonstration helped you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, regarding the high gain tone that I used, the main things that I noticed on the Headrush were there were a lot of really harsh kind of frequencies coming out, and it was kind of dark for my taste as well. So it was kind of dark and harsh. And it just, I don't know, there was a lot of stuff in there that I didn't really like hearing. It seemed like it masked all of the good things in the guitar tone that I dialed in, and it pushed forward all the stuff that I didn't want to hear. With the Friedman, it just sounded very wide, very big, and it was brighter, but in a good way. It was warmer, and it was a hell of a lot tighter and more aggressive. And it sounded very, very close to what my direct recorded tone is. And in my opinion, the Friedman took the win in that department as well. And when I had both products up in my living room on my floor, basically what I noticed with the Friedman was it resonated very well throughout my living room. I have a hardwood floor, so just so you know what we're dealing with here. So the Friedman just resonated really well through the whole room, and the Headrush did not. See, the thing is with the Headrush is you could still tell that there was some bass response in there, but it didn't resonate because it's a plastic cab. It won't resonate like wood does. So that was one of the biggest differences regarding the resonance of both products. I mean, I know you're not here with me and you got to kind of take my word on that, but I'm just telling you that there's a big difference between the two products when it comes to resonance, as well as what you heard in the recording, which is the overall sound. Now, do I think the Headrush is a bad product? No, I don't think it's a bad product. Obviously, it's a lot less expensive. So here's the thing. If you only have $299 to spend on a speaker for your digital modeler, I mean, buy a Headrush. I mean, it's a pretty good product for what it is. Is it as good as everybody says it is? In my opinion, no, it kind of falls short. Because I was expecting a lot more out of it based on all of the raving everybody's doing about this product and all the recommendations that people are making about it. But if you do have the means to buy the Friedman, I know it's over $800, but I can tell you that it's worth it. It really is. And if this video hasn't convinced you that it's worth it, you might want to go into a store and find out for yourself and stand in front of one and feel what I'm feeling when I play in front of mine and hear what I'm hearing when I'm playing in front of mine as well. They do definitely fill the room with much more sound, and the sonic footprint that comes out of these things is huge. I mean, it's like a giant shockwave coming out, and it's really hard to really explain that to you without you being in the same room with me where you can experience that for yourself. All right, so you're probably wondering, how does the Headrush stack up against other products that are similar in price and in how it's made? In other words, a plastic enclosure. I would say that it's definitely better than a lot of the other ones that are made the same way and are the same price point. Would I recommend buying one? Of course I would. If you're in that price point and that's really all you can afford and you need something to listen to yourself with, well, I think it's a pretty decent choice for the price. Frankly, in that price point, I would steer you towards a good pair of studio monitors because you're going to have stereo sound and a much more accurate representation of your guitar tone as well. But if you do have the means, I would definitely suggest going with something like the Friedman. I understand it's more money, but the proof is in the demo. Go back and listen to it again. And if you can't hear the harsh frequencies and the major difference between the two products, I really don't know what else I can tell you. I mean, in my opinion, the difference is night and day. It really is. Well, hey, I really appreciate you watching this, and I look forward to reading your comments. Let me know what you think. I really am curious to see what you think about this shootout and which one you thought was better. And if there's something I missed, please tell me, and I will do better next time. And feel free to share this with your friends that are in the market for a new speaker system to hook up to their digital platform. Well, to all of my subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate you more than I can say, and I look forward to giving you great content every time. And if you haven't subscribed, please do, and hit the bell so that you get notified every time I come out with new episodes, because I got a lot of great stuff coming up, and I'll see you on the next one.